Okay, so welcome to Mendelian genetics, and so this will be our introduction. So again, genetics is the study of heredity. How do you pass on characteristics from one generation to the next? Considered the father of genetics is Gregor Mendel, and he was an Austrian monk, and as part of his duties at the monastery, he grew vegetables, had a vegetable garden. And he experimented with pea plants. And we still use pea plants today to model genetic patterns. Why do we study pea plants? Well, number one, they're cheap. Number two, reproduction is easy to control. We can breed, it's called crossing, we can breed certain pea plants and make sure that they don't breed with other plants. So we can bring out some desired characteristics, and you'll understand what that means in a few moments here. In addition, pea plants produce many offspring, and they have contrasting characteristics, which comes into play in the next few slides. Okay, so by contrasting characteristics, we mean seeds. Is the shape of the actual pea seed round or wrinkled? Is the color of the seed yellow or green? Are the stems of the actual pea plants, are they tall or short? Are the flowers white or violet, purple? And lastly, the color of the pea pods. Are they green or are they yellow? Okay, so one thing that Mendel did was he looked at the colors of the flowers of the pea plants. Okay, and he had two different flowered pea plants, purple and white. And what he did was he looked at each of those characteristics one at a time. So in this case, it was flower color. Next case would have been seed shape. Next would have been seed color. Okay, so let's just start with flower color first. So he took the original parent generation, the capital P generation, and he crossed, or he mated, a purple flowered pea plant with a white flowered pea plant. Now, you would expect that the offspring, the next generation, the F1 generation is what we call it, you would expect that if you cross purple and white, that you would get some sort of pink flower. That was not the case. He found that when he crossed certain purple flowers and white flowers, the entire generation, which we call the first generation, F1 generation, the entire generation consisted of purple flowered plants. Even more bizarre was when he took that F1 generation, the first generation, and he crossed those plants, he bred them together against each other. In the second generation, the F2 plants, 3 out of 4 of those plants, the flowers were purple. 1 of those 4, the flowers were white. And every time he did that, in that second generation, 75% of the flowers were purple, 75% of the plants had white flowers. That's what we're going to be looking at over the next few days.